Welcome to the Weekly Voice World, top 10 weekly stories that made global headlines on weeklyvoice.com, presented by the Voice News Network, the largest South Asian news platforms in Canada. Let's get started. In a move that left thousands in panic, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security mistakenly sent out deportation notices to Ukrainian refugees. The email warned that their legal status was being terminated in 7 days. DHS later walked it back, calling it an administrative error under the Uniting for Ukraine program. But the damage was done. Anxiety surged among refugees already living in uncertainty. Trump, while undecided on their future, claims he doesn't want to hurt anyone. Meanwhile, the Biden-era protection order for Ukrainians remains intact until 2026, for now. Wall Street is jittery and economists are sounding alarms. With Trump's new wave of reciprocal tariffs, major banks, including JP Morgan and UBS, are now predicting the U.S. economy will shrink in 2025. Job losses, reduced imports, and a forecasted drop in GDP are all on the table. JP Morgan expects the Fed to slash interest rates starting June. As the Dow plummets and NASDAQ enters bear territory, one thing's clear. The world is watching how America's trade war could become a full-blown economic battle. Elon Musk's Grok 3 just edged past China's DeepSeek R1 in AI performance. Grok 3 guzzled the power of 200,000 NVIDIA H100 GPUs, the ultimate brute force approach. Meanwhile, DeepSeek achieved their last breakthrough with only 2,000 GPUs, showcasing efficiency. As tech giants race for AI dominance, Grok proves muscle works, but DeepSeek reminds us that there may be smarter strategies to win the long game. Israeli PM Benjamin Netanyahu is heading to the White House to discuss the sudden 17% tariff Trump slapped on Israeli imports. Ironically, Israel had just lifted tariffs on U.S. goods. The meeting will also cover Iran and Gaza, but this surprise trade penalty has Israel scrambling for answers. All this as Netanyahu visits Hungary, a rare European stop since the ICC issued an arrest warrant against him for alleged war crimes. India's president has officially signed the Waqf Bill, turning it into law. The government insists it enhances transparency in managing Muslim charitable properties. Home Minister Amit Shah stated the inclusion of non-Muslims in Waqf boards is purely administrative. The debate raged for over 200 hours in Parliament, with the ruling BJP defending it as a long overdue reform to curb misuse and mafia-style land grabs. Iran's president has sacked Vice President Shahram Dabari after a lavish no-ruse trip to the South Pole sparked outrage. Even though the trip may have been self-funded, President Pezeshkian said it clashed with the minimalist lifestyle expected of public officials, especially in times of economic hardship. Dabiri, a former city councilor and physician, had served less than a year in office. This move signals the administration's zero tolerance for perceived elitism. Canadians heading south should proceed with caution. A new federal advisory warns travelers could face detention if denied entry at the U.S. border, as tensions soar post-tariffs. A new rule effective April 11th also mandates foreign visitors who stay beyond 30 days to register or face prosecution. Some school trips and religious events have already been canceled, with traffic at crossings like BC's Peace Arch way down. Canada's chilly border relations are now a full-blown freeze. Tragedy struck Rockland near Ottawa, where an Indian national was fatally stabbed. The Indian embassy confirmed a suspect is in custody and is working with local authorities to assist the victim's family. The motive remains unclear. With tensions already high in Canada's South Asian community, this incident adds to growing concerns over safety and violence in immigrant neighborhoods. The head of America's busiest port is sounding the alarm. LA Port Director Gene Soroka says Trump's new import tariffs could drop cargo traffic by at least 10%, threatening thousands of jobs in California's supply chain. The trade sector employs over 800,000 in LA County alone. As costs skyrocket and imports plummet, vendors are scrambling to stock up before the tariffs take hold. The economic ripple could turn into a tidal wave across the U.S. logistics sector. After the U.S. officially pulled out of the World Health Organization, the global health body is now staring at a $2.5 billion black hole. That includes $260 million in unpaid U.S. dues and nearly half its projected 2026-27 budget. WHO Director General Tedros has warned of staff cuts, restructuring, and division mergers. the U.S. had been the largest single contributor to the WHO. Now, global health programs could face devastating cuts, all in the middle of a fragile post-pandemic recovery. That's all for today's top stories. Thank you for joining us on The Weekly Voice, presented by VNN. Stay informed, stay engaged, and we'll see you next time.